I'm Jane Gallagher, and I'm from Fox River Valley Pony Club.
I'm Becca Wittenberg, and I'm part of the Fox River Valley Pony Club.
I'm Colin Gallagher from Fox River Valley Pony Club.
I am Kitty Wittenberg, and I am part of the Fox River Valley Pony Club.
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how you can make a metal polish for your Breyer horse. Here's what you'll need. Some paper, tape. I'm using 2 different types of tape. I'm going to be using normal Scotch tape and a satin finish tape, but you don't need to use 2 different types. Glue. You can do either a glue stick or just normal glue, and some scissors. Here's how you make the first part. You're going to take your piece of paper, and this was a full piece of paper, but I cut it in half. And then you're going to cut it in fourths. So you're going to cut this in half again. It's okay if it's not perfectly even. And then you're going to take one of the fourths and you're going to cut it again. So that's going to make eighths. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to fold it in half and fold down one of the sides and just take your Scotch tape and just tape this side down. It doesn't have to be like fully like filling the whole side because it's not going to stay there forever. So now that we're here, you're going to take your scissors and you're kind of, oops, sorry if you saw my hair. You're kind of just going to make a V shape. So you're just going to cut down there and then tape that side. And then this, you're gonna want to like fill like all the way because it's going to stay there unless you trim. So that like you want to be filling the paper side and just fold it over. And then you're going to shape it on the other side. So you're going to take this and you're going to trim the tape on the side that you just put tape on. And then at like the bottom, I have like extra, like the paper isn't even, so there's like extra paper at the edge, and you can just trim that off too. And then tape the other side like this. And there, oops. Okay, and then there you go for that. And then if you don't like the V shape that you made, you can keep trimming it until it's at like a good size. Then you're going to take your tape and you are going to do the longer side, which is the bottom, and you're going to tape that shut. And you want to make sure like the tape like fills all the way. Just fold that over and then cut off the excess. Okay, now that I'm here, you're going to use like the edge. You can use like a pencil or a paintbrush. So I'm just going to grab this one that I have peeking over here. And you're going to use that to like fill it up. And then you can use scrap pieces of paper and you just fold them and you can just like stuff it in, or you can use tissue. You can use whatever you want to fill it up. I think I'm going to use some tissue paper, so I'm gonna go grab that. Okay, so I can't find my tissue paper anywhere, so instead I'm going to use some Kleenexes. So even though that this whole Kleenex will probably fit inside of it, you should still cut it down so that it's easier to like put in. Okay, so now that I have 4 strips, I'm just gonna like tear it kind of in half, just going this way. I'm going to tear into 4ths again. And then I'm going to stuff it in. I'm gonna put it in first, and then I'm just gonna take my paintbrush and then stuff it into the bottom. And you're going to keep doing that until it is full. Okay, so I stuffed this with tissue and it looks like this, but then I did another one and it's kind of smaller, which I guess is like what, like this is more like realistic to like what it would look like. This one's more like a triangle, but this one's stuffed with like scrap pieces of paper. But this one's more kind of squishier. I mean, it's not like really squishy, but it's just like kind of squishier. And then this one's like hard and like you can't even squish it. So that's the difference. I prefer this one because I like how it's smaller and stuff, but we're going to keep going with this one. So now that I have it stuffed to the brim, what we're going to do is we're going to take our extra paper. I'm going to take the long strip instead, and we're just going to cut a strip. And it can be however thick you want because this is going to be the cap. So we're going to make this, we're going to leave it this thickness, and then you're going to take your glue, and you're not going to do over here because you can't get glue on this. It's only on each other, like on like the paper where it's like touching itself. So you're going to go into that, and we're going to stop right there. And then I'm just going to use my fingers and I'm just going to spread it around the paper. Okay. Now that I have it spread around the paper, we're going to put this side right here. Okay, I didn't leave enough room so the glue's going to touch it a little bit, but I think it will be okay. And we're going to make it go down a bit lower because half of it should be on, half of the strip of paper should be on here, and then the other half should be kind of just like not touching anything, if like, you know what I mean? So we're going to put it there. This is kind of hard to do because it's not like it's a triangle shaped thing. So we're actually going to curl this first like that. Okay. And then we're going to put it right there. And then you're just going to roll it. Or not roll it, but like keep going around until you reach the desired thickness. And then if like it's not thick enough, then you can add more paper. And then I'm going to let that dry. Okay guys, so this is my example one, but now that the cap is all dry, we're going to keep it on. And for this one, I just did like normal glue to glue it on, and it took like 3 hours to dry. So this time we're going to use hot glue. And we're just going to do a circle on here. I mean, like, the cap doesn't have to stay on this, so you can just take it aside. And we're going to do a circle on here, just going around like this over there. And then stick it down like that. And then we're just gonna let it dry. So this time it's going to dry way easier. And then once it is dry, what you're going to do is you're just going to cut around the excess. So here, I'll show you for this one. Once it's dry, you just cut the excess. I like to cut the corners first, because then it gets out of the way, like the big parts, like that. And then you just make it nicer. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then try to take off your thing. This one kind of got glued on accidentally. Oh, okay. So I recommend taking the cap off for trimming, so that it's easier to get into those like harder places. And sometimes it's going to be harder to cut an area because it's like covered in glue, so it's hard to cut that. But it doesn't have to be perfect. So this is what I'm going to leave it at, like that. And now you have a cap that could come off and on. And then if you want, you can go ahead and paint this. And then all you have to do is just write a label that says metal polish. And then you can use tape to like cover it to make it glossier. And I plan to use this satin finish tape to give it like a little gloss to it to make it look more like a label. So that's all. Thanks for watching.